On today's show, 2 robots get married, controlling a Range Rover with a smartphone.
And an archaic console by Sony and Nintendo has been unveiled.
Ugh, amazing. It's Tomorrow Daily. Greetings, citizens of the internet. Welcome to Tomorrow Daily, the best geek talk show in the known universe. I'm Ashley Skeva. Join me as always, Khail Anonymous, the man, the myth, the pizza. Happy weekend is over day. You said you had a pretty good 4th of July, which was nice.
I had that stupid hot dog pizza that they just introduced here in the States.
I'm surprised you're still standing.
I hated that thing.
Was it disgusting?
Well, not for like the moment the pieces touch your tongue and you chew like once, twice, you're like, hey, all right. And then it has to be a part of your body and it's just disgusting.
Then it's not so
good. It was pretzel bun too, so like it was like extra salty.
Too much.
Yeah,
too
I
much.
drank like 14 gallons of water afterwards to heal myself. So that was my 4th of July.
That's 2 extra gallons than what Khail normally drinks in a day. It's pretty serious. All right, guys, let's hit the headlines. Do you hear? We hear an open phone line. Somebody's calling somebody. Okay, I'm gonna give you one guess as to where this took place. 2 robots got married.
Mars.
Close, Japan.
Oh,
so
of course, yeah.
The world's first robot wedding happened, and well, I mean there's not much more you can say about it, but we have some footage. This is insane. It's an actual robot wedding between 2 robots, not like a person trying to marry a robot or a doll or whatever. The bride is Yukirin, looks really humanoid, modeled after a pop star in Japan. And then the groom, which you can see right there, the red Freus, they were escorted up to the front. And that's him trying to kiss the bride there. Needed a little help from the human. Yep, there you go. All right, great work. The humans also had to recite their robot vows. They had to, because, people don't speak robot yet. They did cut their own wedding cake like you saw. And then this is the reception. They had little robot backup dancers. There was 100 or so attendees. They each paid about $80 to attend this robot wedding. But unfortunately, not legally binding. These 2 are not actually married because robot rights is not a thing yet, and they don't recognize robot marriages in Japan. So they're gonna have to wait a little bit.
We still got a long way to go, world. We got to get those robots married.
We're not there yet. I just saw this story. I just thought it was amazing and perfect for the show, and B, the big question for me is actually our hashtag of the day, which is TD Wedbots, which is, what do you get the happy couple? What gift do you get them? Where would they register?
I'm still trying to process the story.
I know
I can't really answer this question.
It's a little bit crazy.
I can't. My brain hurts.
I feel like maybe they would register at like Staples.
What religion of marriage was it that they married under?
I'm gonna go Pastafarian all the way.
Did they go? Did they have a honeymoon?
Where would they go?
Where did they meet? And
on the internet.
How are they? Calm down.
I'm going to answer all your questions.
Okay, well, I'm done.
With complete speculation.
Okay.
They clearly met at a bar.
I know how they're compatible, but it's probably because they're programmed that way.
That's a good point.
Does he have like a USB? Does she have like a USB port, and he has like a USB?
Probably.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. I'm gonna guess yes. But yeah, just what a way to start the week with robot love, robot weddings. The world's first, as far as I'm aware, robot wedding. So strange.
I'm really unsettled by this.
Are you?
Why would they want to get married anyway?
Well, I don't know. I find that weird. Nobody actually asked them.
And do they say till death do us part, or do they say something different?
Till dismantle.
Do they say till like we we shut down?
They boot down? Yeah.
I have a lot of questions. I would pay $80 to go to this, by the way.
100% I'd pay $80 to go to a robot wedding. I'd pay maybe a little more. But yeah, so that's your hashtag of the day. What do you get a robot couple for a wedding gift?
So you obviously had an answer to this.
I mean, I feel like I'd get them. Well, here's the thing. I feel like I might get them something for their home, but like they're robots. So you can't really get them a toaster. That feels insulting. So what do you get them? I mean, I guess I would get them like yeah, I don't really know. It's a great question. I'm glad I thought of it because I don't know the answer.
Maybe like antivirus software so that they don't
good.
get any,
Don't get sick. It's good.
Yeah, sick.
Sick.
Okay, perfect.
Perfect.
Okay, so let's move on to a marriage of a different type.
Yeah, tell me about this.
Now, long ago, it was said, it was actually true, that Sony was going to make a console with Nintendo. This is something that they had been talking about doing, but the plan fell through because Nintendo decided to work with Philips instead. But there apparently was a console made. Well, a Reddit user has apparently found that console, and we now have it to actually see for the first time. Here it is. This is the PlayStation. That's kind of weird that they
such
stuck with that
a
name.
familiar name.
Yeah. So this man claims he's the son of a businessman who knew a high-ranking Sony executive back in the late '80s, early '90s, and posted the images of this prototype console on Reddit and Assembler Games.
Look at
check
this.
it out. So this is not only does this play console do like cartridge discs like Nintendo does,
cartridges.
but it plays CDs like Sony wanted to. So
Weird.
it just does both. There's like, blah, here's all the things we want to do.
Just put it all in there. It's
You can
fine.
see that it has like a Super Nintendo controller.
Wow.
So yeah, we've never seen a
Famicom
console like this before.
No.
But
and
yeah.
I mean, we've heard rumors about it though.
Right. It's been a rumor for a really long time. Now, the guy that found it, he doesn't have a power connector for it. So he's looking for that so that he can load this up. It doesn't look like he have any games for it, but if he can find the power thing, we can see like maybe a menu, some user interface, see what they were doing. But this is the first and only time we've seen this. Super cool. I don't. It looks like a monster. Like it looks like a mistake.
Frankenstein monster of
It looks
PlayStation.
like kill me because it's like CD cartridge.
Oh, I can hear it saying that
headphone
right now.
jack, and it's look, you can tell that it's old because of the way
all
it was.
yellowed out.
Yeah. So there's nobody screaming fake, by the way. Nobody's screaming fake. They're just like They mentioned that the guy was like, oh, I got it from my dad's friend Olaf, which there was a guy that was in charge of Nintendo back then named Ulof or something like that. So there you go.
Weird. Now, so if I recall correctly, and this is just for your own sake as nerds, fellow nerds, it wasn't E3 because it hadn't started yet, but Sony had come out and had talked about like their vision of what this machine would be, and then literally like I think hours later, Nintendo was like, "Yeah, about that. We're not gonna be doing that. We're gonna be going with Philips, like you said."
Yeah.
And it was just like, no, and Sony was super embarrassed by that, and actually that falling out became the PlayStation.
Yeah.
Like that's why Sony decided to make their own console. So this is like a pretty big piece of video gaming history that we've never seen before, which is so cool.
Well, and it's the first time we ever like heard of those two even talking to each other. It's like great. And also they didn't move on. Wait, so they went on to do the Super Nintendo though, right?
Yeah, like Nintendo went on to do SNES, and then Sony had to go back to the drawing board because Nintendo
But it was
didn't.
the separation of cartridge versus CD.
Versus CD, right,
So it like
right.
broke off, and they each did their own,
Yeah.
and then
Nintendo kept going with cartridge. Sony said, "Let's just keep our CD reader.
let's move to the future.
Let's
It
just
can
go
fit
with this."
more information.
Right.
So there you go.
Yeah, super interesting stuff. I mean, this was a thing that was long rumored, and nobody, like you said, no one had really ever seen a prototype. And I think the estimate is like 200 of these might exist, and a lot of them have probably been destroyed at this point. So this is like insane that this has even shown up at this point in time. It's amazing. Okay, last story, and then we'll get into a break, and then we'll come back with Beckett or Hackett. So I want to show you this. Jaguar Land Rover just showed off this prototype Range Rover Sport, and it's special because you'll see the guy gets out of the car and he pulls out his phone and he's controlling a full-size car with his phone, which is crazy.
Not great, Bob.
Not great, Bob. So this is really fascinating. You're not going to be whipping around on the road. You're not going to do any real life racing for this. The example here that they've given is sort of off-roading, that instead of having to continually get in and out of your car every time you kind of make a move, if you're off-roading, you would be able to do this instead. So you can sort of see exactly where the car is going and adjust. So it goes up to 4 miles per hour. Mm-hmm. And this is what I would use it for right here. Getting in and out of a tight parking space, someone parks real close to you, you just back the car up. It's fine. You can't be like 2 miles away. Sadly, this will not be like James Bond esque remote controlled cars, like all that crazy stuff. It goes 4 miles per hour, like I said, and also you got to be within 30 feet of it. So you got to be pretty close. And if you get out of that range, it automatically stops. They also showed this, which is an autonomous three-point turn that the car can do. So if you need to do a U-turn, you can just set that up and it does it for you. They did a whole bunch of stuff, and I just found that really fascinating. That they're like, hey, let's find a way to remote control a full-sized crossover with your smartphone.
Looks like you could also use it for things like backing up to a trailer, so that you can hook that up, because it's really hard to kind of like center those connection things. And also really important if you're going to want to ghost ride the whip. So that's always good.
100%. We're gonna listen. I think that's probably the #1 goal.
There's like 3 people that watch this show that know what ghost ride the whip means.
And we're 2 of them. So there you have it.
I said that I don't watch the show.
Oh, you don't watch the show? No. Well, okay. Well, that makes one of us. So yeah, that's that. I just saw that. I thought it was super fascinating. And I kind of love this idea, like you were saying, sometimes when you're trying to back into a space or otherwise like figure something out with the back of your car, a camera doesn't really cut it sometimes. Sometimes you just want to see it. So this is kind of a neat little piece of technology and a really fun prototype.
Yeah, it's super cool. I'm glad that they put some governing on it so that you're not just like driving it on the freeway. Watch this.
It's like, oh yeah, let's just throw somebody in there and terrify them.
Also, you could totally sit on top of your car and drive it around. Nobody even mentioned that. That's super cool. I like this. What car is it again?
It's a Range Rover. It's a Range Rover Sport. It's a prototype. So we'll see if they ever integrate this technology in with their cars. I would imagine so.
That would scare so many people.
I think a lot of people would be terrified of this.
I could like run away from my car and be driving. No!
I know. I want this. You could do a really great little video to pretend like your car's pristine, like it's going to run you down, but it'd only be going 4 miles an hour. So it wouldn't be that terrifying. Okay, we're going to take a quick break, but before we go, you have to see how many iPhones it takes to stop an AK-74, not a typo, not a 47, 74, an AK-74 bullet. So check this out. We'll be right back.
1.
Welcome back to the show. I promise you Khail is not drinking a 40. Otherwise it'd be in a paper bag.
You gotta hide it.
It's Monday. It is Monday, I'm sorry, which means that we have to talk about crowdfunding. So this is Back It or Hack It. Khail, I found the best crowdfund ever for you. Okay, you're really into VR.
Yeah.
You want to make VR content.
If someone will let me, yep.
You can now do that. So you can let yourself do it because of Farrah Cam 2. So this is Farrah Cam 2. This is their Kickstarter video.
Oh my God, what's wrong with this guy?
There it is. It is a little tiny tennis ball sized 4K 360 degree VR camera. This is crazy. So here's what's on board. 6 image sensors, 6 lenses, a Wi-Fi button, an on and off button, a micro USB port, 8 tripod mounts, 4 microphones, 6 micro SD card slots. All on board this thing that's the size of a tennis ball. Hey, that dog is a jerk. So he just stole a steak. This guy's just sleeping. You see, yeah, it says be there. So now he's gonna be able to go back. Anyway.
What's the resolution on these cameras?
4K.
Okay.
4K cameras.
That's all you need to say to shut me up.
4K, 360 degrees. It says that they shoot in RAW. You have the ability to shoot RAW, which is crazy good. And it has Wi-Fi and streaming baked right in. Viewing and sharing content on your smartphone and desktop, super easy. There's a mobile app. You start and stop recording with it. Monitor the view while you're recording. You can do that. You can transfer, view, edit, and otherwise work with your video really, really easily. And they're saying that they have the software will stitch together your videos seamlessly. You won't have to worry about it. You don't have to sit there and like focus on everything. Looks pretty awesome.
How much is it?
It's a little bit expensive.
This is unbelievable.
It's super good.
You did it. You did it. This is what people wanted. We don't want to put like 50 GoPros together.
I know.
We don't want to have to create some
tennis ball size.
Well, yeah, and then we worked, when you have to like put GoPros over. No, this is perfect. One device, and people are gonna make great videos.
Yep.
But of course, they're gonna have to pay how much?
How much would you pay for this? Let's do infomercial. Khail Anonymous, how much would you pay for this product? Would you pay $1,000? Would you pay $500? Would you pay $2,000?
Pay 400 max.
400 max. You're gonna be waiting a while, my friend, because this camera, as of right now, they are in their second round of early bird, and if you want just the camera, is $13.99. $1,400.
God.
But there's a lot of technology in there.
I know. It's really, really impressive. So it's not ready for consumers, but people are going to be picking this tech up anyway.
I disagree. That's not true because people pay $1,000 for a Phantom, for the DJI Phantom. That's not even a 4K camera. It's a 1080p camera on a drone.
Yeah, but you're talking about prosumers. So you're talking about the people that make these videos and make money off of it.
But this is always what happens
My mom's
first.
not going to pick one up and like bring it to go to the lake. It's going to be like, it's going to be my friend who has a drone, has professional cameras, and adds this to his list of things that he owns.
No, I think like my dad, for example, would probably buy this and take it hunting with him. Like he does hunting trips. And I feel like this is something he might buy. Like people who have a little bit extra spending cash, who like have hobbies like that. So like maybe somebody who like goes out fishing or, you know, sailboating or whatever, kayaking, like you can do all that stuff. Like I would imagine it would be stuff like that. But if you like the 4K DJI Phantom is like, I think about the same price. It's like $12.99 or $13.99. So to me, this seems like just early adopter as opposed to prosumer. Like I don't think it's necessarily people who are going to make money off their content. There will be a lot of that. I think you're absolutely right there. But I do think that there's going to be early adopters who are like, I just really want to get in on this VR game and I'm willing to pay a premium for it. Producer Logan was showing the Kickstarter on their website. They asked for $150,000, already passed that. They're at 150, like I think 3,000 or 4,000.
Good.
Yeah, 154,000 with 23 days left. So they are just cruising right along. So this will absolutely get made, and it looks awesome.
This is great. I think we needed this giant step already
100%.
So that people like GoPro will step up and all the
Yes.
other camera companies will step up. This will be our great access point to start making VR content now.
Yeah.
Just easy as stuff on our
Easy as
phone.
this.
Or 3D content. I mean, was that part of it?
Not 3D, but they did, like, they have a whole bunch of, the cool thing is they actually have a whole bunch of different arms and mounts. It's a standard tripod mount, but they have a whole bunch of them. And they also have these, okay, if we go back to the site, scroll down a little bit, they actually have these arms, that right there.
Yeah.
They have these little arms that are specifically for like putting it down and they don't obscure the view of the camera.
That's really crazy.
Which is awesome. So it
'Cause of the
protects your
stitching.
camera. It protects your camera without getting in the way of your view, which is so cool. I think that is brilliant. Like I love it. If I had the money, I would 100% back it. What about you?
Yeah, oh, absolutely.
You'd
I
be in?
can't wait to see the first like filmmaker that gets his hands on this. Whether he uses it for actual 360 stuff or he uses it so that he can have a shot without fail that he can move the angle to anywhere. Because if it's 4K and he has like an explosion, but he wants the camera to move this way, he can just basically pan through the images that he has. So yeah, no, absolutely.
I love it.
You know, you're right. What is it? 12? You said 12 or 14?
It's $13.99.
Yeah,
it's $1,400.
I totally think that's not bad at all things considered. I mean, the alternate buying all those GoPros, which would be 4 times as much.
Yeah, exactly.
I again don't think I'm going to see any of my like lower end friends that don't already have camera equipment buying one of these, but yeah, definitely anybody that's like into this stuff. No
100%.
brainer. No brainer. I can't wait to see what kind of content. Like if somebody brings this to Comic-Con, awesome.
Yeah, super cool. And just FYI, Farrah Cam, if you want to just like send us one to try, we can like show people stuff. I actually would like to see stuff like this. I like to see content made as like extras and special features for movies. So like behind the scenes stuff where you can walk around the set, like all that stuff. That's the stuff I want to see with VR.
Cool.
And I would be willing to pay that, you know, $20 to buy as opposed to just renting or waiting for Netflix or whatever. I would pay that money to have those types of extra features as opposed to just like a 2-minute, you know, gag reel. It's like, okay, well, fine. Give me the 2-minute gag reel, but also give me a couple of gags like where I'm on the set watching them film and they mess up and then I can like see that. That would be awesome.
Yeah, no, I really like the idea of getting a cool set visit. Also, if you went to Disneyland, they do the fireworks and it's all around you. If you could do that, so I'm sure we got millions of ideas. Just send it over.
Just let us borrow it. We'll give it back. I promise. We won't give it back. No, we will give it back. Khail might not, but I will promise I will get it back to you. Okay, so now that we've talked about that delightful Kickstarter, we have to talk about your user feedback. I have an update on the US versus Japan robot challenge.
Oh yeah, I heard about this.
Challenge accepted. Japan has given in. They said, okay, we're gonna pit Curatus versus Megabot. It is happening. It is going to go down.
But more importantly, they've decided the terms of which the fight's going to happen.
There is a catch. There is a catch. Hand-to-hand combat only. Robot hand-to-hand combat only. No guns. Obviously no explosive devices. They want to keep everybody safe. But it will be, listen, in any universe that I can get a giant robot fight, I will take it. And so this is totally cool with me.
Yeah, the video is short and sweet. It's a minute long, and he's
the
like...
The founder's just like,
He goes, we can't let America win. And then he goes, well, this has got to be way cooler. He says it's super American to like have guns on it.
Yeah.
So yeah, he's got a good point. Two robots standing there just shooting guns at each other is pretty stupid. So he wants them to go toe to toe and bash the crap out of each other.
And he says giant robots are Japanese culture. I mean, they are in it to win it. So it's melee combat. That's what's gonna happen. Hand to hand robot fight. He said they're gonna knock out this robot and turn it into scrap. So
there we
go.
And whichever robot wins, that's where I'm going to move to live forever because I'll feel the safest. So
that's a good point.
Japan moves. I'm gonna move with my robot overlords over to Japan.
Yeah, and hopefully, I think they'll probably also get free Denny's for life. The winner, the robot winner, will get free Denny's for life. Free breakfast. Okay, so we asked you guys who you think will win, and now that this is happening, this is even better. Dustin wrote in and said that since there is not a Canadian entry, I will cheer for Team USA. Go Team USA! You were feeling very patriotic.
Entry.
A Canadian entrant.
Is there a robot? Do you think they would make one?
It'd be really polite.
That's what I'm thinking.
Super polite robot. It would polite you to death.
It would polite you to
death. It would
death.
apologize you to death. They were just like, I'm sorry. Rick wrote in and said, I really doubt that there will be an actual fight risking lives of the pilots, even with paintballs. Well, guess what, Rick? It's happening. It's not going to risk the lives of the pilots, but it's going to happen. It's happening. Now it is happening. Brad writes in and says, America for the win. The robot needs a squadron of mini drones that it launches and they attack from all angles. I like that. That's sort of similar to yours. You're like, just a bunch of other robots come fight it.
I've been watching a lot of BattleBots, so I'm really into this. As long as there's a lot of destruction. I just hope it lasts longer than the matches in BattleBots, which is like a minute or two.
I think like a 15 to 20 minute match. I think anything longer than that, I get a little bored because then it means they're probably moving really slow. But I think like 15 minutes is about what I would enjoy.
Yeah.
And then also, Innovation Required wrote in and said EMP guns, anti-gravity thrusters for air combat and transforming into mini individual robots on disintegration due to impact. It's just like...
It was like an Iron Man?
Yeah, I like that. I like all of that happening. It's pretty good. So yeah, you guys obviously crushed it. Really good feedback. And then we have our very last piece of your feedback, which is our photographer of the day. For those of you not here in the United States of America, it was America's birthday this weekend. It was the 4th of July. We like to celebrate here in America by blowing stuff up, mostly fireworks, sometimes other stuff, but mostly fireworks, which is why John wrote in and he said, hello, Ashley and Khail. You might remember me. I'm the guy who sent in the grasshopper photo a few months back. These are some pictures I took with my Moto X 2013 from the 4th of July fireworks show in Chamblee, Georgia. I went there with my friend to watch some explosions in the sky. I know that a lot of pictures have a fence in them, but that is the closest I could get to them since it was a packed place. I hope you like them all, but I understand there can only be one featured for photography of the day. Great show. Watch every episode. Enjoy. John.
What do you mean a lot of photos have a fence in them? Oh, of the ones that
he sent an album of different fireworks pictures, and I had producer Logan pick his favorite, so he picked this one. But great pictures, and on a Moto X 2013, that's a couple years old, which is pretty rad. Looks good. Looking good, John H.
Yeah, very cool. Nicely done.
Super great. And I actually like the fence. I think I prefer it. It makes the shot more interesting.
Yeah, it makes it unlike everyone else's.
Yeah, it's a foreground. It's like there's the nice
Looks
foreground.
Looks like you were like in jail while you took this picture.
Shawshank Redemption on 4th of July. Like it. Yeah, man. Must be tough being down the river.
We got freedom on the outside.
You got sent down the river, John. Terrible. All right. That is it. If you want to email us your photography or story idea, you can email us tomorrow@cnet.com. You can also find us on the internet, mostly Twitter. We're at Tomorrow Daily.
And on our personal accounts, we're on Twitter too, at Khail Anonymous and at Ashley Esqueda.
That is the truth. You can always send someone to the show by sending them over to tomorrowdaily.com. But we'll be back tomorrow. Until next time, be good humans. Bye.